Where am I? Darn lights, not good. That's probably not any better. That'll do. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't have a pen. Hello, everyone in chat. I can kind of see you popping in. Happy Friday. Sorry, I'm just counting. Trying to find my hole. Hope you've all had a good week. I'm not working on my main project at the moment. I'm just doing a little side stuff before I work on the main project this evening. I'm just taking some of my leftover yarn or projects that I'm just trying to scrap that I'm not using anymore. I'm just making some granny centers for one of my more long-term projects for the future. So just doing a little bit of that at the moment. Just pulled some yarns that I had lying around that just gonna scrap up that I have no use for. That's fine. Go eat dinner. Come and go as you please. That's no worries. What are you having for dinner there? You got to at least tell me that. If you're still here, that is. Welcome everyone else who is joining. Bells! You remembered this time. Good to have you here. I'm so glad you made it. Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. If it's important, don't drop it. Go back to it. I'm going to be here for about the next hour and a half or so. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. Just your boiler. As long as that boiler's keeping you warm, that's all important, right? So at the moment, I'm just making some granny square centers for a long-term future project. I'm just building up a collection at the moment. It's not my main project that I'm working on today, but I just had some scraps that I just wanted to, I just picked out and thought, let me just do a few. So as you can see, I've got this bag of colourful centers of all kinds of yarn from scrap projects I've taken from scrap projects or leftovers, and I've made a bunch of granny square centers. In the future, they're going to become most likely a blanket, a 2-round granny square blanket. I hope I don't lose any as I do this. Oh, yep, I knew that was a risk. Oh no. As you can see, there's loads of centers. And so far, I've got over 400. I am keeping track of how many I've got, so you might not be able to see that, but that's like 435 so far, and still got loads to go. I don't know when I'll stop. I don't know when I'll start making the actual blanket, but as I said, it's a long-term project, so that will happen as and when I'm ready for it to happen. I'm just building up a collection at the moment. So we'll see how that turns out in the future. Is anyone working on anything right now this evening? You're just sitting and listening to my wonderful voice. Are you cooking? Are you cleaning, tidying up? How are you spending your Friday evenings, everyone? Sarah, hello. Oh, I don't think this is going to be enough. How are you, Sarah? Oh yeah, because it's going to be like you're like 6 hours behind me, so I'm guessing it's like 3, 4 o'clock. And no, that's wrong. That's bad maths. 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon for you. That is not enough for a granny square, so just cut this up. Still got the whole day ahead of you, Sarah. Yep, I guessed right, about 2 o'clock, yeah. I'd say I'd wish it's 2 o'clock for me, but that would mean I'm working. I'm done for the week. I'm done. It's the weekend. I just want to enjoy it. Right, I think that's enough of that. So I don't even remember if I talked about, no, I don't think I have actually. Yeah, I haven't. This is actually, I'm doing a new project. I'm designing a wrap, like a scarf kind of wrap thing. So I'm just using yarn that I've already got. It's all the same kind of yarn already. So it's one of my favorite brands, Hayfield Bonus Aran. I've got 3 different colors. They don't go together in the way that I like them to go, but I didn't want to buy any more yarn than I have to. So I'm just using what I've got. So I've only got a small start so far. It's pretty long. Yeah, it's pretty long. So I've got like this grey Aran, this brown, and then I've got some yellow, which is going to be the main body. So this is my own design. If you saw on Instagram, I did make a swatch. It's going to be really hard to see, but I've made a swatch. I did want it to be 2 colors, but it wasn't going to work. So it's free. So I'm going to try and get as much of this done as possible because I haven't worked on it in ages. As you can see, there isn't a lot of progress. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. I can just stop getting all tangled up. So I'm just taking using some stitches that I've used in projects that I've liked. I'm hoping to be nice and warm. As it's Aran weight, I'm not sure what that is and what that's equivalent to, which ply that's equivalent to. But it's one of my more favorite weights after double knit because it's warm. It's not too thick like chunky, but it's not too thin like double knit. And it's one of my favorite yarns to work with when it comes to making garments and jumpers. I've made a jumper for myself in this brown, and I've made a jumper for my sister in the grey. Yeah, it's really nice yarn, so hopefully it will all come out quite nice. Yeah, I think it's something like worsted. I think worsted's the closest one to it. It's gonna annoy me. There's so many different names for different kinds of yarns, it confuses me so much. Oh, that's dangerous. What's over here? So as it's going to be long, it's going to take me quite a while to get across the rows. It's kind of like a blanket in that sense. So I'm mostly looking forward to getting to the body, but I know even that's going to take a while because I think this is called houndstooth stitch. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it very well. There's the camera. But the pink bit is houndstooth. It's single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, which is US terms. In UK terms, that would be double crochet, treble crochet, double crochet, treble crochet. and it's like that in each stitch across. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I'm looking forward to getting to that bit. So the sooner I get through these X's, the better. And I've taken these X's from the meadow cow that I'm doing right now, that big colourful blanket. I really like that stitch, and I remember quite a long time ago, going back quite a few years now, I don't remember where I first learned of this stitch. It must have been in another project, but I was trying to apply this cross stitch to another pattern, but I couldn't do it, and I didn't even know what it was called. So I feel like since I started the meadow cow, it's kind of been like a throwback to wanting to put this stitch in a project. So I thought, why not? Yeah, like the stitch terminology, yeah, the US and UK terminology is quite frustrating at times. And personally, I prefer the US terminology because it makes more sense to me. I don't like the UK terms. It doesn't make as much sense. I think I understand the reasoning behind it. I think it has something to do with how many times you wrap the yarn around hook or something like that. Or is that US? I don't remember. But I do prefer US terminology because that's what I learned, and it just makes more sense to me. But I can read both. And once you understand the difference, it's fine. But it's the problem is that I found a lot is that sometimes patterns don't tell you which version you're expected to do. They don't tell you if it's in US terms or UK terms, and that can completely throw off a pattern or design. I've had it happen a few times, but I've been able to work it out just by looking. If they've got pictures, then that tells me I can kind of read diagrams a little bit. I can kind of tell what's a double crochet or a single crochet just from looking at pictures. So sometimes that helps. Or if I just read completely through the pattern, that kind of gives me an idea of if it's US or UK terminology, if it's not explicitly stated in the pattern. I think most patterns now give both. Either they'll have the terms in the pattern or they'll have two versions of a pattern with both US and UK terms for whether you want to do one or the other. So it is US terms that does the times around the hook. Okay, that's good to know. I wasn't sure which terminology did it, but I knew it was one of them. Yeah, single crochet in US, you only wrap it around once. And it's like single height. And then double crochet, 2, you wrap the hook around. No, that doesn't make any sense now. Oh gosh, I've got myself all confused. But yeah, I've just done a dumb. But yeah, it does make sense in terms of like wrapping the hook, how many times around the hook, and you know what I mean. But when I hopefully learn how to write patterns and such, that is something I've considered about having like two PDFs, one with US and one with UK, or should I just put all the terminologies in one and just use brackets to separate them out or something. That's been something I've been considering for designing in the future. Obviously, I'm not there yet. I haven't got the handbooks and stuff ready to learn how to do it yet. I know hopefully April, May, when Heather releases them, that will be a kickstart for me. I'm hoping next week I want to start learning how to tech edit and get that journey going. I need to rewatch Heather's interview with Tabitha. Tabitha Thomas, Tabitha Thomas Studio, I think that's her name on Instagram. So I need to rewatch that video that she did the interview, and then start looking for courses and stuff and learning how to tech edit, because that would be like another nice income for me. I think one pattern would just do one pattern specifically UK, US terms. Yeah. I mean, most people can translate between them. And it's so easy to Google the conversion. I still sometimes have a tab on my computer with the US and UK versions if there's like a stitch that I've never heard before, and I need to convert it. I always have a chart saved on my computer just in case, but I can tell the difference between the two. I mean, the meadow cow that I've been working on, that's in UK terms, and I haven't had a problem with it. All Lucy's patterns are in UK terms, and it's just an easy convert. I'm going to send you an amazing book you might be interested in. It's a stitch dictionary of how to do every stitch in US terms. Oh, please do send me the link, and I'll probably buy it straight away. It's nice to have a physical copy of something. It's great having things saved on your computer, but your computer can die, and then you just don't have anything, and that's one of my future worries. I've got so much stuff saved on the internet in like bookmarks and stuff, and then what happens when you don't have a computer anymore? All those things that you've saved in folders, you wouldn't believe how many different projects and ideas that I've seen over the years saved on a bookmarks folder on my computer. It's ridiculous. I've got so many. Oh, definitely link it to me then, Bella, please. Is it on like Amazon or something? Because it's on Amazon and it's on Prime. How is your progress coming along on your cross stitching? Wow, it's come along quite well. I can actually grab it because it's not too far. I'll grab it in a second. But so I shared my progress of my Beauty of Asia, my Asian lady. I haven't worked on her since I last posted because I had reached my goal on that. So I've started picking up my Gecko Rouge kit, my Crystal Witch. I haven't put loads of time into her recently. I think mostly because I've been just focused on my crochet, but I have picked it up. So I'm definitely trying to get back into working on that now. Okay, I'm going to tell you Auntie is so she's watching. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Thanks, Shadow. Let me just message her. Hi, Auntie Eve. I'm just going to message you. I know last time we talked about you wasn't able to get into the chat. Yeah. I need to find out what device you're using. If I could spell. Appreciate that, Bella. Thank you. Let me quickly grab my stitching. I've got so much stuff around me right now, and I've got a glass of juice on the floor, and I'm just like worried that I'm going to knock it somehow. I just don't have the space at all. Okay, let me be careful. Okay. and the other one is over here. So for those who don't watch my floss tube videos, my cross stitching, this was the last thing. That's an update on what I worked on last. So I completed 2 pages, so across, all the way across here and down, not including this bit, just like the yellow. That was 2 pages worth of stitching. Okay, Sarah, take care, and I'll see you on the HGDC chat tomorrow, hopefully. Take it easy and have a good day. I haven't worked on it for since I last posted it. So when I do pick it up next, I'm going to move the Q snap up and start working up there. So that's that. I get a message back. And then my other cross stitch project, you can see there's not a lot of work on this right now, but I have been working on it. My crystal witch. I'm currently in this top corner, so there isn't a lot there, but there kind of is at the same time. There's a lot of stitches. It doesn't look like there is, but there are. They're just tiny. So I'm just, slowly working my way into some more color. But I did buy some project kind of like plastic bags to put in there. I did break this one this afternoon though while I was trying to zip it up. I broke the zip, so that's a good start. But it will keep my projects nice and organized, because I am extremely unorganized. You can't see all the stuff that was on this sofa that I had to move prior to starting the live. But speaking of my floss tube, I just want to say that my first video for 2021 has done so well. I think it's because I changed the thumbnail and stuff and made it look make it look better than just having like my skull. So since that video's gotten so many views, I was like shocked. I've gotten like so many subscribers. It's currently at 120 views. That's the most any of my videos have gotten, and yeah, it's crazy. I'm surprised. It feels about organization. Yep. When you live in such a small space and you have a lot of stuff and you have like crazy amount of hobbies, having space and trying to be organized is like so difficult. And like, because like you're so crafty and you have all this stuff, it's like you don't want to get rid of any of it. At least I don't. I don't like getting rid of stuff, because I've put money towards the stuff that I have, and if I just got rid of it, I'd have more space to reorganize and get things in a place that's out of the way and not messy. Not messy. So that's like my biggest curveball right now. Is I'm trying my best to reorganize my stuff so it's not everywhere. I was doing a good job with my yarn, and then I found more yarn. So there's yarn everywhere. That's That's the hard part. And I have a box full of like cross stitching stuff that I can't empty at all because it's all projects that I've started, and I don't want to get rid of anything. I don't want my money to go to waste. Oh no. And there's not enough space for storage. Storage is always difficult when you've not really got the space for it. Even under the bed space right now is like, I've been tidying up underneath my bed to make some space, putting some stuff away. And yeah, it's just difficult. But I'm trying my best. And that's what you can do, isn't it? Is try your best. But I'll get there. It's fine. Okay, so I'm like halfway on this second row now. I thought this would actually work up a little bit quicker because I'm using thicker yarn and a bigger hook. And it feels slower than working on the blanket, which is really weird. But I'm not going to do too many rows of this. I think it's only supposed to be 3 rows of the brown with the X's, and then a row of single crochet before I change color again, and then get onto the main body. So my goal for this evening is to get to the main body, because that's going to take forever, which I'm fine with. I'm fine with that. And I think this design is going to be really easy to put out there, purely because it's not going to be like just one size. I'm going to do a size smaller than this, and then like maybe 2 bigger sizes. It's not going to change in width, it's only going to change in length. So I think this is going to be a design that's relatively easy to put out there, because I haven't seen any like wraps. I mean, I like to think I follow quite a lot of people on Instagram, but I mostly see like blankets and garments, and sometimes shawls and gloves and hats, but nothing like an actual like wrap. So hopefully this will be a good pattern. I will obviously make a second one. I always make I think because when I'll be like doing like the tech editing and learning how to like write up patterns and stuff, I will end up making a second version, or when it comes to the maths, the same as the jumper that I made, which I will be wearing in my next video just to show it off because it is finished. I do possibly have a name for that now, because I was in a Zoom call catch-up chat with Heather of HG Designs Crochet, who I've been following for so long now. I'm part of her tribe, and we have a tribe stars meeting each month. So, but we missed out on January, so there's 2 this month. So we had one last week, and then no, not last week, the week before last, and then we've got another one tomorrow. So it'll be fun to have a catch up. And we were talking about my jumper. I don't have it to hand right now. It's a bit too far away for me to grab. But if you've seen it on Instagram, it's the orange and blue one. And I said to her that it reminded me of a Terry's chocolate orange. And she was like, "Why don't you name it Terry?" Oh, that's a good name. that's a good name. I like that. So I wrote it down. So that's quite possibly going to be the name of my first ever pattern. I'm just trying to like think of like my niche and like kind of like the colors and designs I want to go for. So we're thinking, kind of came up with like a sweet candy kind of theme. Um, since I've already got a Terry's chocolate orange jumper. So I'm still waiting on a yarn order. I know there was delays on more warehouse for delivery, but I finally got the dispatch notification, so hopefully that's either going to come tomorrow or Monday. And I've bought some new yarn for another design that I came up with that I showed Heather. It was hard to find the yarn that I wanted, but I managed to find it. I'm using a yarn that I've never used before, and it's chunky. It's a chunky weight. And I've never crocheted in chunky before. So that's going to be a fun challenge. Well, not challenge, but like something different. I've been wanting to do like work with different yarns and like try different stuff, because all I use is double knit. That's all I mostly have in my stash. If it's not Aran, it's double knit. And if it's not double knit, it's Aran. So I've got a blanket design that I've drawn and written out. So once that yarn comes, that's gonna be another project I'm gonna start. Make a small start on. I'm still trying to just focus on not working on too many things at the same time. I don't want to have too many projects going at once. I mean, as I said in my first video, you know, my goal, I think I said this in my first video and both, I think I said this on both my videos, but I want to focus on just the projects at hand. I don't want to work on I don't want to work on too many things at once, because I'll just, I won't get anything done. So that's why in my first crochet video, you only saw, for this year, you only saw the jumper and the meadow cow blanket. They're the only two projects I was working on. And now that the jumper is done, I've got this as my secondary project to work on. And I just don't want to lose focus and just not get things finished. That's why I've only got 2 cross-stitch projects going on right now, even though I am tempted to add a third, smaller project as well. Now that I've got a printer, there's one project that I've actually printed out some pages for to make it easier to stitch on, and it's only small. It's only a small Halloween project, so it would be a piece that's really easy to pick up and do now and then. So I'm considering adding a third project to my cross stitch, and then having a third project for my crochet. And it's only because they're my own designs. It's the only reason, it's because they're my own designs and not someone else's. And I just want to start having the ideas ready for when I want to learn how to write up patterns and, you know, learn how to be a designer, a crochet designer, and just have some ideas out there ready to kind of like get started on. It should make things so much easier for me. So once I've learned how to do it, it will make working on other things a lot easier. At least that's how I've got it in my mind. Especially when it comes to like garments and stuff, because there's a lot of maths involved with that. And I don't want to just make garments, like I want some variety. That's why I've got this wrap and I've got a blanket. So there's 3 different things right there, 3 different designs that I've got ready. Also, I know Sade, you said in my first live about a jumper with like, was it like big sleeves or like, was it like kind of like bell sleeves or like big sleeves or something like that? So I thought that was a good idea. So that's something that I'm keeping in mind as well. Yeah, I've got the ideas there. It's just, you know, making them come alive, because I don't think I'm very good at that. I feel like I'm very confident in making the things I want come to life. So it's just, you know, having that confidence. Yeah, flare sleeves. I think that's what you said, flare sleeves. So it's just finding how I want to implement that in a project that doesn't look like everyone else's, you know. Um, but we'll see. I'm taking it one step at a time. I've got one done. I'm working on a second. I've got a third ready. I'm looking forward to the workbooks coming out there because it means I'll be redoing my terry jumper, but in more my colors, in my black and red and grey, more my personal style of colors that I'd wear. So I'm really looking forward to doing that and working on that. I had some like images in my mind of how I'm gonna style them because I want to have two like different styles for them. You made me lose count on my chain. How do I count how many I did? So on the chain, you should be able to see like if you're holding it flat. Oh, I wish I had a chain to show you. Let's see if I can do this. It's hard to explain without a visual, personally. So I hope you can see this. So your first chain, so you've got your knot there. Your first chain will be the one right next to the knot here. So as you can see, that's the first chain, like right here. I hope you can see that fine. So literally right there, that's the first chain. You can kind of see like if you hold it flat like this, you can kind of see like there's like V's. So you'd count like each like V, and that would be a chain. So here you can see, you can probably see I've got like 5 chains there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how I would count my chains. And it depends on the yarn you're using as well, because if it's a dark colored yarn, you're not going to count them very easily. This is green, so I can see I've got 5 chains. And if you've got a small hook, that might make it harder. But count from the knot, you should be able to see like kind of like V's. I would say they're like V's. And you count the V's, and that should tell you how many chains you've got. Yep, the first chain is literally next to the knot. You don't count the loop that's on your hook. That's not a chain. So if you count from the knot, you should be able to see like each bump as your chain. If it's a short chain, you can send me a picture and I can tell you. But I would count from that knot. You should be able to, if you pull like your chain out a little bit, you might be able to see each chain stitch as well. I hope that helps. And I'm sorry I made you lose count. To avoid that in the future, you should just count louder so you can't hear me. That's what I would do. Just count louder. And like people do that, but like, you know, when you're doing something like you're trying to count your stitches or something, and someone starts talking to you, and you just start talking louder. So they just stop talking to you, and you can focus on what you're doing. I think it's 11. Okay, send me a picture. Yeah, when I'm counting nowadays and I'm trying to like focus what I'm doing, I actually talk out loud when I'm counting. Not like loud, but like I whisper to myself to keep track of like my stitches, because I like to like watch YouTube and stuff in the background while I'm working on projects. So if I'm starting to get distracted by what I'm watching at the same time, I just start counting a bit louder in my head, or start whispering to myself the numbers so I don't lose track, because it is very easy to lose track especially when you're working with large projects. And that's when I would start using stitch markers, in which that's what I did for the blanket. So if you get some stitch markers like this, when you do like 10 chains, you'd mark off the 10th chain. You'd mark every 10 or every 15 or the 20 or every 20, just to keep track of how many chains you're doing. That's another good way to count what you're doing. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11 or 12. I can't see. The one at the knot either looks like an actual knot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. I think that's 12. I think it's 12. But I can't tell because of the loop at the top. It's 11 or 12. I can say that much. It's 11 or 12. What was I saying again? I was talking about counting out loud to keep track. And then I lost my train of thought. Whoops. Does that happen to anyone else when you're talking about something and you quickly change topics and then you go back and you're like, what was I talking about again? What was I saying? And then that kind of actually makes me think about something that I watched yesterday. You're welcome. Sade, you might have watched this. Did you watch what's it called? Oh my gosh, my brain. Thinking the telephone thing with Critical Role. What's it called? Something telephone. I've forgotten already. Narrative telephone. Yeah, I watched that last night with Critical Role, and that basically just reminded me of what I'm saying about. You're gonna ask me. Yeah, I got the notification yesterday, so I watched it. It was really good. I really liked Liam's story. I can't believe that the video ended up being an hour longer because so much was cut out. Poor Laura. Poor Laura Bailey. That was a good one. That was a good episode. But that's literally what I just remembered about talking about forgetting things. That's what I was saying. I was talking about when you talking about something and then you get distracted and forget what you were talking about in the first place. She was. But I'm interested to see what she comes up with in the next one. Hopefully it's something good. I am very much behind on Critical Role in general. I haven't been watching it. And I really should, because I keep saying to myself, oh, I've got nothing to watch on YouTube. There's plenty to watch on YouTube. There's like over 100 episodes of Critical Role that I could be watching. But I just haven't found the mood to watch it. Which is a shame, because it's really good. Guess we'll find out in like the next 2 weeks. I don't really know who Danny is, but from what it sounds like, she's into the law. She's like a law keeper or something like that. Or yeah, so hopefully it's something good. Because what's her name was good. What's her name? Mika. Her one was good. I liked hers. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I could watch some Critical Role this weekend, but I don't think I will because I actually want to play some Xbox this weekend. I'm a bit behind on my gaming, so she's the lawkeeper. Talks Machina. Oh, okay. I've never watched any of those Talks Machina episodes. I probably will eventually once I'm a bit more caught up with the actual D&D game itself, because I know they sometimes talk about what's happened, I think, in Talks Machina. So, yeah, I'll catch up eventually. What am I playing at the moment? That is a very good question. I started playing a bit of Minecraft again because it's just like a very simple game, and I play it on peaceful so I don't get attacked by mobs. Because sometimes, the last time I played Minecraft and I was playing it on normal, a drowned came out of the water and hit me with a trident, and like it made my heart literally jump out of my chest. Like I got really scared, and I almost had an anxiety attack. So I turned the game off. Yeah, my anxiety is so bad. I'm getting scared by damn drowned in Minecraft. Can you believe it? I haven't played Final Fantasy in a while, actually. I will get back to it, but I played so much of it, I got burnt out. But I will go back to it because I will finish it. The Final Fantasy Pokemon style game, whose name that I can't remember. World of Final Fantasy, that's the one. World of Final Fantasy. But I will finish that game because I put a lot of time into it. It's just a grindy part. What's MTG? That must stand for something. I feel like I should know what it is. Is this me being bad gamer girl right now? Well, it's a. Oh, I should have known it was a card game. I should have known. I'm really not into card games, Bella. I'm sorry. I'm not into magic and like Pokemon, and I'm not into it. Like I've tried and I don't get it. I don't understand those kind of games. It's too much for my brain. I don't get it. I've tried Hearthstone, I've tried other like video games that have like that card game element, and I just don't get it. It's too complicated for my brain. So I don't play them. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys are so mean. Like, go bye. What's a black? I mean, of course I'd be a black player. I am black, but I know that's a color system in the game. So what do you mean by a black player? Like, what are they? What kind of like things do they do? They seem dark, and I'm guessing there's like light as well, which is like light, holy, and it's like black, like demonic and evil or something like that. Yeah, I'm just really not into card games. I'm sorry. I like games where I can like shoot stuff, especially when I'm like in a mood. Like Call of Duty is a great game to play when I'm in a mood because I'm just like killing people. Not in a literal sense, just in game. Like I'm not a murderer. Death power by any means. You'd be zombie graveyard, dark death skulls. Well, yeah. That sounds a lot like destruct. Yep, that sounds a lot like me. Destruction, reincarnation, zombies, vampires. Give me all the skulls, please. Give me all the skulls. Yeah, that definitely sounds like me. But I will not be tempted because Magic is an expensive game. I know how those games work. I know how much those cards cost. I've seen it. I seen it. I seen it. I seen when you was living in when Ben was living um in, was it West London as well, like Kensington or wherever it was, and I went to visit that time, and you had like booster boxes or something. You had like crap ton of cards or whatever it was, and like he was also trying to find a card that cost like a lot of money or some crap. That game is pricey. I don't have money like that. Bella, you can't say that. Oh, you're funny. But to be fair, I'm in debt too, because I haven't started paying off my student finance yet. So them that's big. So much money to pay back, and ain't earning enough to do that yet. I don't want to really like pay money. I'm guessing there's like you can start off with like a basic deck, as you can with a lot of games. You can just buy like a basic deck, just like a starter deck or whatever, and then build off that. Is that how that works? Because I know you can do that with Pokemon for the brief time that I was interested in Pokemon cards. I have money now, I can get back into debt and buy cards. Getting into debt is so easy. Hobbies are expensive. I was in a wellness call this afternoon with from work colleagues, and I was saying how I wanted before lockdown. I was looking into like getting into like that roller skating thing where you like crash into people and you have to like do laps and like knock people over and stuff like that. I forget what it's called. I know Harley Quinn used to do it from the comics and stuff. Um, and I bet if I got into that, my money would be going all into that. Because when you go in, you go in hard. Get a basic deck, and I can give you some cards for free. Deck gang. Just link me something. Roller derby, that's the one. Just link me something. Just link me like a cheap pack or something, and I'll have a look. Oh, that reminds me, Sade, as well. Link me the CPU that you have for your PC, because I need to put money towards buying it. So if you remember, please do that for me. While we're speaking about that, because CPUs aren't cheap. Yeah, hobbies can really get you in some kind of debt, or a sad brokenness that is just sad. There's a cross stitch kit I want so badly right now, and I'm just like, I can't, I can't. I want it, but I can't. I have so much stitching stuff already. Oh, Call of Duty is emailing me. I have so much stuff already, and I can't buy more. I can't do that. I don't have the space for more stitchy stuff, and I haven't finished anything yet. Well, not recently. But there's all this yarn out there that I want to buy, but I haven't got the space for it. But I want to buy it anyway because gotta enjoy that squish. Let me see if I can find the kit. Medusa door maker. I guess this kind of fits in that theme of me being a black player, or whatever you called it. This would fit very, very well. If I can find it. It's new as well, so I'm hoping it's here somewhere. Here it is. Oh, I can't make it any bigger, but it's a new design by Medusa doll maker. It's called Dracula, and I'm just like, those are my colours. Look at that. Look at that. I want it. I want it so bad. But I'm already working on a kit. I don't have time. I don't want to spend more money on projects that will never get finished. Because I'm lazy, you know? Oh my gosh. Hobbies are pricey, but we love it. It makes us feel good, and that's why we spend our money and put ourselves in debt. Because it makes us feel good. They are. They really are. I mean, my Crystal Witch was about, I think it was like 60, 70 quid, maybe a bit more. The Gamer one, that popular Gamer cross stitch pattern, that is like 120 odd quid. That's an expensive one. But it's so popular, and I can understand why it's so popular. It's, if you're a gamer, it's your kind of thing, you know? Yeah, it's 130 quid for Gamer Nouveau. That's like one of the most popular ones. Well, yeah, it's bestseller. I want that one, but it's too pricey for me. Oh no! Oh no! Well, I won't be getting the Dracula one either. Oh my god, it's so expensive. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, nope. Never mind. I'm never getting that kit. It's like 200 odd quid. Oh my gosh. But I guess because it's new as well, that might be why it's so pricey. But yeah, nowadays it's cheaper to kit up your own kit unless you want to buy fancy fabric. Yep. Some of the coolest looking cross stitch stuff is the most expensive, and it's just heartbreaking unless you can put your money aside for it, and then save up, and then that's like a reward for yourself at the end of the year. If you plan it right, it can be a treat to yourself for like your birthday or Christmas. If you just put a bit of money aside every month or whatever, then something like that won't seem as so bad or expensive because you specifically put money aside for it, and you kind of like earned it for yourself in a way. But it definitely is expensive. I'm not even going to try and front on that. It's expensive. Everything's expensive. I started trying to eat healthy. It's expensive. Why is eating good expensive? I could buy a 12 pack of crisps for 2 quid. It's not good for me, but it's cheap and it tastes nice. I mean, to be fair, I did buy cucumber for like 69p. But other salads are a bit more priced than that. Fruit, everything's just costly now. I'd be better off just buying a bag of pasta for like £1.50. That'll make me a couple of meals and let me get fat on carbs. Because carbs taste good. Carbs taste so good. and it's the one thing that I have to cut out to try and lose weight. And it's like, why does it have to be carbs? Why does it have to be the carbs? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my protein, I love meat, but like, I don't have a lot of things that are not meat, that are carbs that I, not carbs, protein that I can eat. Like, you get stuff like nuts and like stuff like that. I can't think of the names, like stuff like nuts and whatever falls in that kind of category that you could eat for carbs, especially if you're like vegan. Like if you're like vegan or vegetarian, like what you'd replace. Oh, I'm gonna have to take that call later. That you'd replace as your protein. I mean, I can eat fish, but I don't eat a lot of fish all the time. But like finding a replacement for like carbs or proteins to increase that increase the amount of that you should be eating, it's hard. It's so hard, especially when it comes to snacks. Like I don't want to eat a stick of veg as a snack. I don't really like hummus. You feel like your options are limited. And like even fruit is like becoming an issue for me now because I know Sade has that oral allergy and she can't eat fruits. And like I've got a bit of that oral allergy. I never really used to have it, but like when I eat a banana, like I get a bit of an itchy throat, which sucks. And I like fruit, but yeah, all the good things in life you don't really want or are not good for you. Take video games for example; they've gotten more expensive over the years. I am I'm a spender when it comes to video games. It's a problem. As soon as I see a game I like, um, I buy it, and then I might have some regret if it turns out not to be a good game. So I'm trying not to spend money on like games anymore because that makes me broke. That's something that can make me broke in a heartbeat. I love my video games, but I have to be grateful that there haven't been a lot of good ones out at the beginning of this year. All hobbies are expensive, but at the end of the day, it's the time you put into them that will make them worth it. If you love crochet, you love yarn, buy the yarn within reason. If you love cross stitch and you love kits and you have like designers that you love and you want to support them, buy their artwork or their designs within reason. Everything in reason. You can't remember how to start a new row. Okay, so it depends on what stitch you're doing. So if it's going to be a single crochet, which is like the short height, you will need to skip the first stitch. Is it the, oh my god. You need to skip the first stitch, not the one that's on your hook, the one next to your hook, and you go into that stitch. Or if you're doing like one of the taller stitches, like a double crochet, you need to skip 3 stitches. So you need to go back on yourself. Does that make any sense? I'm not sure if it did. But you need to skip 1 or 2 or 3 stitches to start your first stitch on your next row. Single. So you need to skip 1 stitch. So not the stitch on your hook. It wouldn't be this one. It would be the one next to that one. You'd skip it, and then you'd go into the stitch after it. And you do your first single crochet in that second stitch from the hook. And that's US terms I'm using. My stomach is rumbling. I haven't had dinner yet. Because I've been doing like healthy eating and exercise and stuff. Today is my cheat day. I think Friday is a good cheat day because I like to order takeout normally on a Friday in general. So today is cheat day. So once I'm done streaming, I will be ordering some food. I already know what I'm gonna have. I thought I'd be a little bit closer to finishing this brown, but it's so long. So long. It's definitely longer than this blanket. That's how it feels, at least. I've got so many projects that I want to work on. I've got a jumper I want to work on. I need to get rid of more of this yarn before I even do that. I've got my ultimate Starcraft blanket I haven't touched in ages. Oh my gosh. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. But maybe one day I will. If I can get my crochet and the tech editing and the designing off the ground, that could be a second income. I don't think I could ever do it full time, but maybe like a part-time job. Or it just be the side hustle. I don't know. What I do know is that I love my crochet so much. It would be nice to have it as a job, but it's just the financial difficulty of getting there, I guess, and trying to build my way up there. So I definitely want to take some time this weekend to get some studying on tech editing and being a tech editor in both, well, predominantly crochet, but that's the main goal. And then to be my ideal job after a lot of thought and after being locked down for so long, my ideal job would be to be a tech editor for crochet designs, while also being a crochet pattern designer. That would be my ideal job. And then I'd like to also like design cross stitch patterns. That would be cool as well. That's what my ideal job would be. The only thing with that is that I don't know if I could do it at least straight away full time. I think I'd start off doing that part time, because financially it's difficult to start financially unless you've got the savings to back you up and support you if things go wrong. So I think what I would like to do, if I could get this started and take it off the ground and, earn some, decent money from doing all these different things, I would start doing it part time and then have a standard 9 to 5 part time job, and then have this as like a second job. That would be the most financially safe thing to do. I would also love to work in a yarn shop. That would be fun. I love being surrounded by yarn and speaking to people about yarn, and just that would be fun. That would be a fun job. I'd like that, but I don't know if that's realistic in the current climate. But yeah, I'd like to be a tech editor. That's like my main primary goal, and then sell patterns and design things. for the weird and the wonderful people out there. Because I am weird and wonderful. My love of skull should show that. Oh my god, my stomach. I hope you didn't hear that. Yeah, I'd like to be able to do that. I have no idea how. And I don't know where I'd start, especially when it comes to like cross stitch patterns. Like, I don't know where I'd start with that. I don't know what kind of things I'd want to. I mean, I guess I'd like think of things that I'd want to stitch. Of course, that would be the easiest start. But I'm not the best at drawing and designing. You know, you don't want to end up copying something that's already out there. But I'm going to try my best. I think this year's is the year that I definitely want to try and go for that and see where I can take things and see how it goes, and you know, make a bit of money and start saving. Yeah, at least that's what I'd like. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to post more on like Instagram. I there are times when I get like loads of like likes on Instagram and comments and stuff, and um, that's really good. It helps me to get more followers, and I get to follow more people and see more things. But it's just, I think I'm kind of like hesitant because I already have a full-time job, um, and you know, I need to put in the time to do things that I want to do. And half the time, once I finish my day job, like I don't want to do anything else. I just want to chill out and, you know, not do any more work. Um, but I really need to kind of like put my head down and start working on the things that I want to do. And you know, times are different now, and we need to think about what we really want for our future and our lives. And I've just been enjoying my hobby so much. It's been such a comfort when I've just been living on my own. You know, it's been my biggest comfort for me, just to keep my mind busy, keep my hands busy. And I take such joy and pride in my work. So one day, cross stitch pattern design programs. I haven't, no, I haven't actually. I didn't know there were. Still waiting for the Shardine and Bella partnership. We planned, once lockdown's done, me and Bella are gonna have our crocheting coffee meetups. We didn't get to do that last year, so we're definitely gonna do it this year once lockdown's done. Aren't we, Bells? I'll have to get you on a podcast one day. You can join me, we can just talk crochet. That'd be fun. Yeah, Insta me. You're very good at DMing me on Insta, Bell. So send me all the things. Send me all. Sade is definitely welcome if she wants to join us. I know she's a bit far, but you know, always welcome. Ooh, so we are slowly coming up to the end of the stream. I will. I think I'll just end the stream once I finish this row. I'll end off. So that might be a bit more than 7 minutes. But I did say I'd go up to 9:30. I'd do an hour and a half today because I am starting to get more and more hungry. And I already know what I'm going to order. So let's get this row done. And then I'll call it for this evening. But I hope those of you who are here are doing good, enjoying their Friday evening. Aside from the Tribe Star chat tomorrow evening, I don't have much planned for this weekend except for doing some working out. Trying not to have many lie-ins. I have been doing like 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. wake ups in the morning, which has been quite good. It's allowed me to get a lot of crochet time in. Surprisingly, well, not surprisingly, I should know that. Like, I got up at 6 a.m. one morning. No, I think it was 7 a.m. I got up one morning, and I think from about 7:30 till about 8:45, just before I started work, I was just watching some YouTube and working on my blanket, and I got a lot done. So I'm definitely going to try and stick to more early mornings because it seems to have a good impact on my day. Even though I still felt tired in the morning because I went to bed at like 1 o'clock at night. Still not used to the early nights yet. How do you get yourself up so early? Any tips? Honestly, I just did it. I set my alarm at 6 o'clock, 6:15, and 6:30, and then I set 3 more alarms at 7 o'clock, 7:15, and 7:30. I already had alarms set for 8, 8:15, 8:30, and 8:45 for work, because I work from home. But I just, once the alarm goes off, I just get up. And what I also did is that I charge my phone by my desk, so I have to physically get up to turn my alarm off in the morning instead of just rolling over and hitting snooze because my phone's next to me on my bed. I have to physically get up to get my phone in the morning, and that really helped. And it really helped stop me from getting back into bed. The one time when I did decide to go back to sleep till 7, it was because my phone was next to me. That was the only reason. My phone was next to me, so I snoozed it and then decided I'll get up at 7 instead, and I did. But keeping your phone away from you in the morning and forcing yourself to get out of bed to turn your phone off really, really helps me. Washing my face with cold water, the shock wakes me up. I tried that and I didn't like it. But at the same time, I also have like a face wash that I'm trying to use, like a tea tree face wash to wash and tone and cleanse my face in the morning. And I try to remember to do it at night, and sometimes I forget. But in the morning, I try and make sure I do all the like I don't shower first thing. Like I get up, I'll probably like wash my face first and brush my teeth, and then I'll sit down for a bit and just chill out, do whatever I want, and then maybe at like 7:30 I'll jump in the shower, and then somewhere between 8:15 and 9 before I start work I'll make my breakfast. And then just use that extra time to do whatever I want. And you'll be surprised, like especially start waking up at 6, you'll be surprised at how much time you have in the morning. That time does not go by quickly. I think on the Monday morning I went for a walk about 7:15, in the morning because I had to go and do something. So, and I had a delivery at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I had to make sure I was back in my flat before 8 a.m. just in case they delivered first thing. And that walk felt good. It was a short walk, but it felt good. So it's just trying to implement all these different kind of things to try and. Oh, my back's starting to hurt. Trying to implement different things. And you just got to trial and error. I would say trial and error. Not everything's going to work for you, but when you find what does, stick with it. Just stick with it. My phone is now always going to be close to dead before I go to bed. So I have to charge my phone at night. I make sure I waste my battery during the day, so I can charge it at night and not keep it by my bed because it's been fully charged. Even if your phone is fully charged, leave it on your desk. Don't sleep with it because it's just so easy to hit snooze. And once you're up, you're up. I also would suggest having a bottle of water nearby when you wake up in the morning. I'm not a water drinker, but I do try and make sure I have a bottle of water by my bed in the morning to kind of like wake up with. Even if it's just a few sips, like a few small sips of water. I'm getting some fluids in. And I'm just trying to drink as much water as possible because I'm not a water drinker at all. I really don't drink water. But I'm really trying to make sure that I stay hydrated now because I'm probably just a very dehydrated person. That's why I'm always like got headaches or whatever. I don't have any more tips. Those are the only ones I can think of. Obviously, I'm still new to this as well, so I'm still trying out different things, but that's what I've done so far. I have been thinking about like trying to get a workout in the morning, but I'm not a morning person, so I usually just end up saving it until the evening. But I will always do my stretches in the morning. I always do my back stretches in the morning. I have to. But I might try working out in the morning as well before breakfast and see how that goes for me. And if I don't work out, then just go for a walk instead. Because I think going out early in the morning for a walk, you've got that cold air that also hits you and wakes you up as well. And as it's getting brighter now, since we're heading into spring, going out at 7 o'clock in the morning isn't so bad because it starts to brighten up quite quickly. Right, everybody, I am very close to the end of this row. So I just want to thank you all for coming out today, this evening, just to chat and hang out and talk about different kinds of stuff, the fun stuff, the serious stuff, the weird stuff. That's good. Well, if you just keep practicing, your crochet will get better and better and better. Trust me. You know what Auntie Dine says? Practice, practice, practice. You'll get there. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with me again. I appreciate it on this Friday evening. I think I will be going for doing streams every 2 weeks on either a Friday evening or a Saturday early evening. That's kind of the lines I'm thinking of right now. I would have streamed tomorrow, but I've already got a call tomorrow, so that kind of threw that one out there. So, and I wasn't going to miss the chat tomorrow evening, so it had to be Friday. But yeah, I'll be sure to mix it up on Fridays and Saturdays when it comes to streaming. So today's the 19th. Next week, let me look at my calendar. There should be a video next week. Yes, because we're February, aren't we? So next weekend will be the next 2 videos. There'll be a creative podcast and a floss tube video. So look out for those videos next weekend. I'm going to try my best not to publish the videos late at night as I tend to do. But yeah, there will be 2 videos next week for you to enjoy. There we go, guys. So thanks again for coming to hang out. I hope you all have a lovely evening. I am going to order some food. I need to make a phone call. And I hope you all have a good weekend. Whatever you decide to do, I hope you have a good one. I'm sure I will speak to some of you at some point. Don't forget to DM me the things, please. And I'm sure I will catch up with you again at some point. Hopefully, I'll see you all for another live chat. And I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.